Think about it though. What was their real intention? I mean, did they really think they were going to pull this off? All the top accounts getting hacked at the same time? Did they really think they were going to pull that off? And people would believe that? Let's think about it. What is going on, guys? This is Yix here, Magnum Crypto, and welcome back to another video. Now, if you have not tuned into Twitter or social media in the last 24 hours, Twitter got hacked. All the top accounts, Elon Musk, Apple's account, Uber, Bill Gates, all the top crypto accounts have got hacked. And they all tweeted out a message saying, please send some money to this account. And they gave some good reasons, or they gave some reasons as to why people should do that. And the hackers did manage to get some money. They collected some money. People did send some stuff. I think it was about half a Bitcoin or 1 Bitcoin, or there was some numbers being thrown around, but not a lot, not like in millions. But that's what's happened in the last 24 hours. So let's go through this. But the question that has come to my mind is, firstly, I've got to give credit to the hackers for actually pulling that off, for hacking all the top accounts, hacking into Twitter, and then pulling that off. Just to pull that off, to pull off something like that is no easy task. And although obviously what they did was a crime, just to do it takes a lot of skill. That's definitely no easy task. And personally, the thing that comes to my mind is, what was their real intention? I know obviously they were trying to collect some funds, but surely they didn't think that hacking all the top accounts at the same time, people will not put two and two together, especially when it happens so quickly like all the accounts were hacked at the same time. So did they really think they were going to pull that off? Like, it doesn't make sense. Anyone that is able to pull this off would also be able to think, logically, that people would be quite alarmed to see all the accounts hacked at the same time. So most people would be quite aware that something's going on, and thus they would not send money. Only those with half a brain cell, unfortunately, would actually send funds to these people. So that's definitely got me thinking, but let's go through it. Again, if you have not tuned in already. So Twitter have released some guidance, information about what's going on. So they were aware of the security incident impacting accounts on Twitter, and they're investigating. And they have frozen all these top accounts and also other similar accounts that could potentially be affected as well. So everyone that got affected, their accounts have been frozen. No tweets or passwords can be done, but also any similar accounts. But since then, it's now been resumed, and they can now start tweeting. But they detected what they believe to be a coordinated social engineering attack by people who successfully targeted some of their employees with access to internal systems and tools. We know they use this access to take control of many highly visible, including verified accounts, and tweet on their behalf. We're looking into what other malicious activity they may have conducted or information they may have accessed, and we'll share more here as we have it. So yeah, so when they found out, they did their necessary steps, locked down, yada yada yada, and now things are returning back to normal. But a lot of people mention this important thing, and what he said was, Twitter has been essentially taken down by hackers. The magnitude and full scale of this attack can't be overstated. Whoever did this is sitting on a treasure trove of data and content from the most powerful people in the world. And he's exactly right. Bill Gates, Apple, Elon Musk, all these accounts have been hacked. That would mean that obviously they had access to people like President Trump and other world leaders. So could that be their real intention? To gain access to these people, the world leaders? Um, what this data has now been made available to them, and data is, worth a lot. Companies pay a lot of money for data nowadays because it's worth a lot of money. It's got a lot of value, information about people, and you can use that for different purposes. Could that be the real intention? I am more inclined to think that is the real intention. The kind of scam trying to collect money could be the front, trying to get people to off their scent of the real intention. Because it was such a silly attempt. It was a basic attempt to try and get money. There was many more and more imaginative ways to get money if that was their real intention. But data, they now have the data of all these people. What are they going to do with it? They could sell it on the black market, to anyone for ton of money. Um, so I think this is a massive security risk. Um, it's quite scary, to be honest. They probably could have. Who knows how much data they could have downloaded? They could have downloaded the whole Twitter database. Who knows? Um, I, for one, will be changing my passwords. I change it regularly, but I will be changing all my passwords again, just to be safe. Um, because if this is your main email account that you use for Twitter and they were able to reset it, they could potentially get access to your main email account. So, you want to be extra careful. Um, but this is what happened. This is what has happened. And now let's see how Twitter reacts. I think also what I said in my tweet was, so their main intention, in my opinion, was to get data. But for Twitter, this has been a massive dent on their reputation. The fact that they got hacked. And now they're going to have a lot of eyes on them from regulators or government officials, thinking this is a massive security risk, on the government level, national level. And so government officials could now start to look at social media in a different way, something that needs to be regulated much more. They could look to potentially, nationalize it somehow, or try to get their hands on it more so than the kind of freedom that social media has got at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see the backlash that this will get from the government point of view, because it is a massive security risk. The fact that these companies have all this data on people, and obviously billions of people use social media every day, so they can have access to a lot of vital information that could be sold on the black market, and thus in the hands of the wrong people could do a lot of damage. Um, and so I found two social media applications that actually run on the blockchain. Now, this wouldn't happen if it was on the blockchain, because everyone would have their own private key in their own possession, so no one could take it off them unless they, let's say, hacked into their, cold storage device or something like that. You would have access to your own private keys, and this is what cold storage is about. When you have your own private key, no one can take it. It's like basically having your information, you know, in your house, where the only way someone can take it is if they break into your house. So Voice is a social media application that runs on the blockchain, and thus gives power back to the people, as well as Sense Chat. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at them properly, so you'll have to do your own research. But this could give rise to these applications that run on the blockchain more, um, relevance especially at this time, because this is going to have a massive impact on security, on data, and things like that. So very interesting, and also it's affected the crypto market on the whole. So most of the crypto market has lost value, probably because of this event. Most of the top coins are in the red. Only some are in the green, most notably Tezos and Stellar, but only by a little bit. Most of the coins are in the red by up to 11% at the worst, and the likes of Zilliqa, Verge, a lot of the coins that were very much in the green have now lost a fair amount of value, understandably. During these events, people like to go to safety, so they might sell some of their tokens into a stable coin or something like that. So yeah, that'll be all for this video. Very, very scary event that's happened. You never expect an application or company like Twitter to get hacked. This could also lead to people to think, what about Facebook? What about Instagram? What about YouTube? Could they all get hacked? And this is what I think government officials might be thinking now. This is a massive security risk that we need to sort out. So to keep safe, obviously, in terms of your crypto, always keep it on cold storage, offline, where it's safe, where no one can get access to it. If you haven't already done so, do so now. And look to keep your stuff safe. Always change your passwords, your main email password. That's, your main one is where you apply or register with all your different social media accounts. So that needs to be the most secure. Use 2FA tokens. Always, always, always stay safe. And, if you do that, then you'll be all right when things like this happen. So I hope you got some value from that, and see you in the next video. Peace.